To do the roll call, I'd like to congratulate Donna here on our right for getting her certificate as a municipal clerk. You spent a lot of hard work and a lot of time doing that. And so now you also are in the office and you're a municipal clerk. So congratulations. Yeah. And now roll call, please.
Councilmember Singleton?
Here.
Councilmember Payne? Here. Councilmember Campion?
Here.
Councilmember Cruz?
Here.
Mayor Powers?
Here. Okay, now we'll have the flag salute and silent prayer. Vice Mayor Singleton, will you lead the salute?
Absolutely. Will you all please join me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Donna, would you please read the video statement?
This meeting of the Galt City Council is being videotaped in its entirety and will be cablecast without interruption on Metro Cable 14, the Government Affairs channel on the Comcast and SureWest cable systems. Tonight's meeting can be seen on Channel 14 and will also be webcast at www.sacmetrocable TV this Friday and Saturday at 9 a.m. Tonight's meeting can also be seen via live video streaming on the city's website at www.ci.galt.ca.us. A DVD copy is also available for checkout from any library branch. Members of the audience wishing to address council should fill out a speaker identification form and give it to the clerk. Please speak into the microphone when addressing council and state your name for the record.
Thank you. Council, was there any agenda approval, additions, and/or deletions?
I have one, Mayor.
Okay.
If we could move or pull item E3, which is MOU with Sac County on the contract for hazardous materials response. The county's making some changes to the agreement, so we'd request that we bring it back at the next city council meeting.
Okay, so we'll scratch that. Council, anyone else? Okay. So now we're on to the presentations, the Character Coalition Honesty. Sue, I think that's you. Stand on. Come on.
Thank you very much again for having us here and giving us this opportunity to make these awards tonight. We have two of them. And I think Barbara's going to do the first one actually, and it will be on integrity. And this goes to Eric Brown. And so Eric, if you and your nominee could come up, and I think we have a video. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll play that first.
In Galt, California students are learning about energy conservation and helping the environment. The PG&E's Bright Ideas grant enables thousands of underserved youth to restore forests and wetland habitats. In partnership with Consumnes River Preserve, students are planting trees, observing wildlife, and learning how their actions make a difference. Through these experiences, students gain an appreciation of the natural world and develop a sense of environmental stewardship.
One of the unique things that we're able to offer children in our school system is ongoing opportunities for project-based service learning. A very high level of learning that happens when children identify a need within the community or other environments, and then they work together to solve a problem. The Consumnes River Preserve, the help from PG&E, the Nature Conservancy, Bureau of Land Management, along with Race to Top, has helped us to develop and fund project-based service learning. This is a type of learning that's important not only for children in our school system, but I'd say for children across our nation. There is a strong emphasis in the majority of states in the United States to emphasize the Common Core state standards. And to do that means that children need to be able to work together to solve problems. And what better place to do that than in an outdoor environment? This is a beautiful, beautiful natural habitat that provides just powerful learning experiences for our children. And within our school district, we know that learning isn't only in a classroom. It's learning space outdoors.
The PG&E Bright Ideas Grant supports a community-based approach to protecting and preserving the unique habitat along the Cosumnes River. The Galt Joint Union Elementary School District coordinates all aspects of the environmental education program, including teacher workshops, curriculum development, as well as youth and after-school programs. The Cosumnes River Preserve serves as a model for regional collaboration between government agencies, educational institutions, and private nonprofit organizations.
We've had support from PG&E, investments to help so that we could transport or provide resources for our children to participate in restoration projects, partnerships with the Bureau of Land Management, along with the Nature Conservancy. The Cosumnes River Preserve, it is the ultimate in outdoor classroom environments. It's that kind of work that's going to help education push forward for the 21st century. We want our children to be stewards of the environment. We want them to have learning that creates opportunities for college and career.
Continued support of the PG&E Bright Ideas Youth Education and Stewardship Project will expand the scope of a very successful environmental education and outreach program.
As a member of the Galt Community Character Coalition, I am pleased to read the nomination for Eric Brown that was made by John Duran. Eric Brown represents the character trait of integrity on the job and in the community. A senior program manager with PG&E's Vegetation Management Department. Mr. Brown helped secure funding from PG&E to support tree planting projects on the Cosumnes River Preserve. Through his efforts, thousands of Galt students have been able to participate in field trips to the preserve. Thanks to his strong character and commitment to the environment, students have restored several acres of forest and wetland habitat. Eric Brown helped organize an event at the Cosumnes River Preserve in which PG&E employees worked with Galt students caring for young oak trees. Eric Brown represents integrity by being reliable and building a good reputation for the Galt community. Mr. Brown believes in the value of community partnerships. Through his work with PG&E, Eric Brown has the opportunity to participate in many volunteer events and enjoys them all. He states that the Cosumnes River Preserve in Galt is his personal favorite.
I was wondering where Al was.
Thank you very much. Truly honored and extremely appreciative for the award. Can't thank you enough for this. Truly, I have a great opportunity to work for an excellent company, and I do have an opportunity to work with a lot of volunteer organizations and groups in Northern California. And this opportunity at Cosumnes River to build a partnership with folks like John Duran and the Cosumnes River Preserve are incredible. It's right in your backyard. It's something that a lot of communities do not have. So the opportunity to leverage that with PG&E's visions and values and goals that works alongside the same visions and values for your community as well as the Consumnes River Preserve is a great, great thing. I enjoyed every minute of it, and I've watched that video about 5 times now, and it's similar to a Disney movie. I'm sure everybody's had the opportunity to watch their children's Disney movie 50 times, and they still enjoy that the 50th time. And I think we'll enjoy this video 100 times. It's a great, great, great opportunity, and I truly appreciate the award. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm so grateful to her.
I'm gonna pay my PG&E bill with a smile. Bobby? Our next award is an award for honesty. And the person that is receiving this tonight has lived in this community for a long, long time. She was here when I moved down in 1975, I think, and actually had one of her children in one of my classes. So this has been going on for a long time, but very, very deserving. Would Dorothy Merkins please come up, and Steve, are you here? Come on up, Steve.
I didn't have to do so. Take me a minute.
I'm truly honored to be able to make this presentation. Because I've known this lady for a long time, and honesty is a lot more than just returning a wallet. And I mean, that's a big thing, but it's much more than that. It's being trustworthy. It's being able to talk with somebody and get an honest, valid, real opinion. And I think Dorothy's always been credible in terms of that. So, Steve, come on up, Steve. Steve sent this nomination in, and I'm going to read it in a word for honesty. When my wife and I moved here in 2003, we looked for a church to join. On our first visit to St. Luke's, we ran into Dorothy Merkins. My first impression was this was a lady to listen to. I'm ever glad that I made that judgment. In the years I have been going to this church, there is no one that I have trusted more. For many years, she has handled the funds for the church. She always sends out concise reports when needed. She handles the money for the flowers, and each week we see beautiful flowers. I sometimes think she may be putting in her own money for such gorgeous flowers. If the truth is told, Dorothy will tell it like it is. She only tells what is true. She is held in high esteem by everyone that knows her. She is an outstanding example of honesty. Dorothy?
I get to give a speech, right? Well, when the lady sent me the letter, I called her and I said, I won't be there because I was embarrassed. But I didn't realize that I had an admirer such as Steve, and I do have a few words to say. To be honest with you, I do not deserve this special award. I know many church treasurers and club treasurers and people in different organizations that donate thousands of hours to keep the books straight and make sure everything balances. I also know many paid money keepers like city treasurers, school finance officers, merchants, and customers who are dedicated to being honest. So on behalf of all of them, I accept this lovely recognition, and I thank my friends, Steve and Ann Butler, for nominating me. And used to have the pictures up here on the wall of all of our councilmen. I noticed they're gone, but my father was on the council. He was one of the second group that were nominated after the city was incorporated. My first job as a financial secretary was when I was 21 at Galt High School, and Orville Fletcher hired me and taught me everything I know. There was never a more honest boss in the world than Orville Fletcher. I thank you for this award, and I'm kind of overwhelmed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you. Okay, next we have Project Love Annual Report. Is anyone from Project Love here? So we'll look around. If we see you come in later, we'll do it later. And we're on to the Youth Committee Annual Report.
Hi, I'm Hannah Hasse, and this is Kara Shimazaki, and we are both members of the Galt Youth City Council. And we want to thank you for this opportunity to come and share with you last year's overview of the Galt Youth Committee. And the Galt Youth City Council is comprised of 10 high school students from Galt High and Liberty Ranch, with Rosita Treviso as the president, Cole Coons as vice president, Kara Shimazaki as secretary, and Christian Ferris as the treasurer. And this last year's youth committee has participated in many community service and fundraising events, far too many to detail this evening. So I would like to highlight a few of the leadership roles of the Galt Youth City Council has taken on the impact it made on the community.
Crafting with Santa. We've had this event for many years, and it's been successful each year. This is an event we put together independently with 45 volunteers, all being youth. This allowed parents to go shop for the holidays. As the holidays can become stressful, knowing that each child can be dropped off made parents feel comfortable and ready to go shopping. The theme was Christmas around the world. Each member was required to research one country and create a fun craft for each child to take home to their parents. They also got a chance to meet Santa and take a memorable picture with him. This event was successfully organized, and it was fun for children and the volunteers.
And another event we did was the Dress for Success fashion show. And Tracy Krause from the Galt Unified High School District approached the Galt Youth City Council to present a Dress for Success fashion show at the annual Galt Youth Career and Research Fair. A huge undertaking that took 4 months to plan. Our members divided up the duties of sponsorship, media, talent, clothing, and stage management. Each divided up the duties of sponsorship, and the subcommittee worked independently to create a hugely successful show seen by more than 350 students. 12 models dressed in inappropriate outfits which were altered on stage to show how simple changes can make a big difference in making a first impression on a prospective employer. This event was not only successful by the students, but also the employer vendors at the fair.
We also participated in Shop Local's extravaganza. The duties encompass recruiting volunteers, setup and takedown, and variety of tasks to help the staff and the vendors at the event. This year we had 3 important leadership roles, which were organizing, managing, and awarding raffle prizes. We had to direct booth placement and distribute vendor packets, planning and organizing a pancake breakfast for our John Rand Scholarship. 200 people attended this pancake breakfast in the morning of the extravaganza with a raffle that had items donated from local businesses. This event was an independent management of these areas allowed the Galt Youth City Council to step up their level in leadership involvement. the John Moran Scholarship. This year, we awarded 3 scholarships to Estrella High School, Galt High School, and Liberty Ranch High School. We've done this scholarship for many years, and all the profits from our pancake breakfast went to this John Moran Scholarship. And for this scholarship, many students were interviewed to show their appreciation for Galt and what they've done in Galt, and leaders in the community and in their future. And those were the 3 amounts that were awarded to the 3 high schools.
And in addition to the few examples we have pulled out in the detail, the Galt Youth City Council has participated in many community service events for lending a helping hand, improving the lives of others, and growing their sense of being an integral and important part of the community. So we not only did events and making events, but we also volunteered in many more events. So, in conclusion, during this year, we learned that it takes great many skills to take on even simple leadership roles, and that is something that we all agreed on. That's something everyone learned throughout this year. And our time was both valuable and rewarding in giving service to Galt. From our actions, we could see a visible impact on youth and our community. And we also believe we represented the youth of our community in a positive manner. And so the recommendations we have increases leadership training and opportunities to put this training into action, and optimizing and collaborating with other agencies both in Galt, neighboring communities, and other district youth communities such as Elk Grove, and greater ownership of independent projects. An opportunity to research areas of need, allowing the Galt Youth City Council to make meaningful recommendations on projects and programs that affect youth.
The future. Many past members still volunteer when they can and bring the knowledge of the programs in their schools, like Link Crew, which help freshmen incoming freshmen into high school, and other different clubs. Through the Galt Youth City Council, we've had our share of bumps in the road. However, we've learned a lot. Whatever mistakes are made can be fixed. By passing our experiences with new members, our events will get better and better each year, which puts the youth name out there so we are looked at as leaders. Through this committee, we've gained many skills and we cannot get anywhere else. We've had a chance to become leaders and had a chance to share our opinions. This committee shapes us to become successful adults. With these lessons we've learned and the skills we've gained and the impact that we leave behind in our community, it puts us in a great place to be a leader in the future, whether it's in the city council, government, or politics, or a leader of a local business. What I've learned is something that I wouldn't trade back for anything. We'd like to thank you for this opportunity to share what we have done this past year, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.
That was a fabulous job, ladies. You kept our attention the whole time. Good job. Okay, now we're on to public comment, please, Donna.
Under Government Code Section 54954.3, members of the public may address the council on non-agenda items. Speakers may address council on any agenda item during consideration of the item. Speakers shall restrict their comments to issues that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council and limit comments to a maximum of 3 minutes. Please fill out a speaker sheet located on the table inside the entrances to the council chambers and forward the completed speaker sheet to the clerk.
Okay, we have Bonnie Hasler.
Hi, my name is Bonnie Bassler, and I live across the street, but I guess it's the county, on Twin Cities from Rayleigh's. And I'm not really here to talk to any of you, actually. It's the chief of police I wanted to speak with. There's been some issues with your police department, between me and my daughter and the police department. She emailed the police department on several occasions, has never gotten a response back. We followed a drunk driver all through Galt, and was on the phone at least 5 times to 911. This woman had been in an accident, and when she finally got out of your jurisdiction, we had to wait for the highway patrol to get there. But we got her stopped, we took her keys, and she was arrested for drug driving. Galt Police Department should have been on that within 5 minutes. We shouldn't have had to wait 30 minutes. I just moved over to that area and didn't realize that I was in the county. And so there was a crazy man coming down Twin Cities Road and just screaming his head off. And so I called the Galt Police Department, it's in my cell phone, that's the 366 number, and told them what was going on, and she said, "Can't help you, you're in the county." I said, "You can't come detain him until the sheriff's department gets here?" "Nope, can't do that." But yet I have seen the Galt Police Department respond to Bergeron. So where does this line end? And last night I called Galt Police Department and said, "I have been watching cars coming out of this new shopping center, and you could have issued enough tickets to fund the wages for an entire year for one of your officers." "Oh, well, we'll send somebody out." Well, nobody came out. This morning, in 4 minutes, 11 cars had turned right when the signs say, they had turned left when the signs say, "Right turn only." Wait. They turned left when they should have went right. Then, coming out on the Jack-in-the-Box side, now you're only allowed to go right.
I don't get that.
I live across the street. Am I supposed to go down to Fernwood, flip a U-turn, and then come back to get into my driveway? Is that now what I have to do? It just doesn't make sense at all. Last night, a tanker truck, in 4 minutes, I'm telling you, there was 11 vehicles that did this. Last night there was a tanker truck that came out of the Rayleigh's gas station and made a left turn. And the signs say, "Right turn only." So I just don't understand why, if we call the police department, I understand now because I don't even live in the city, that I can't call. But if somebody does call and report that things are going on across the street in the city, why can't any action be taken?
Bonnie, you're going to have to wrap it up.
I did.
Okay, thank you.
That's the only one I have.
Okay. We're at the information and consent calendar. We've pulled number 3. Do I have a motion to accept the other, I'm sorry, could you please read them, Donna? Got to get you to do your new job here.
Minutes of the regular meeting of June 3rd, 2014. City of Galt warrants. Amendment to the agreement with Van Scoyoc Associates for federal lobbyist services. Appropriations limit for the fiscal year 2014-2015, and the Treasurer's report for the period ending in...
Move consent.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Call for the vote, please, Donna.
Councilmember Singleton.
Aye.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Campion.
Aye.
Councilmember Cruz.
Aye.
Mayor Powers.
Aye. Thank you. Now we're on to the 2014 to 2019 Capital Improvement Program, and that's you, Mr. Behrman.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. My privilege to present this to you this evening. I'll be brief. I know we spent a lot of time talking about this last week. We went through the CIP as well as the operating budget. What's before you tonight is right now is the CIP, which covers the 5 years as well as beyond the 5 years. There was one recommended change at the budget workshop to the CIP. That is the addition of the Ton Memorial Project, which is a total of $100,000, $50,000 from the city, matching funds and $50,000 from the Chance fundraising organization. All other projects remain what was recommended at the City Council meeting on June 10th. We did present these items to the Galt Planning Commission on June 12th to ensure that they took a vote to make sure that it was, or adopt a resolution finding the proposed projects were in conformance with the city's adopted general plan. They did take that to vote and approve the resolution, noting that the projects were in conformance with the general plan. So at this time, the city staff is recommending that the City Council conduct a public hearing and adopt a resolution approving the 5-year capital improvement program 14-15 through 2018-2019. 19. And certainly entertain any additional questions from the council. That's the recommendation this evening.
Okay, I'm going to open the public hearing first. Is there anyone that would like to speak on the subject? So that's quick. We'll close the public hearing and council. So I'm looking for a motion, please.
Second.
Call for the vote.
Councilmember Singleton.
Aye.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Campion.
Aye.
Councilmember Cruz.
Aye.
Mayor Powers.
Aye. Okay, now we're at the city council office. The first subject is to move $1,000 in the council travel line item to be used as discretionary funds towards the Harvey Park Community Garden, and that's you, Councilmember Payne.
As it turned out, I had some money left over, didn't travel so much. So I would like the council to approve my transferring that money, which is about $1,000, to the discretionary fund that I could use towards the community garden that we're planning to build at Harvey Park.
Any
Sounds good.
comments, council? Okay, do we need a motion for that? Could I have a motion for that, please?
So moved.
Second.
Call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Singleton.
Aye.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Campion.
Aye.
Councilmember Cruz.
Aye.
Mayor Powers.
Aye. Now we're at discretionary funds of Campion. Approve discretionary funds in the amount of $400 and carry over to be used for the Horizon Halloween Carnival in fiscal year 2014, 2015, and 2, approve discretionary funds in the amount of $600 and carry over for the Galt Area Historical Society in FY 2014 and 2015 to be used towards the design and construction of the new restrooms at McFarland Ranch. I guess it's self-explanatory.
It is.
Okay. Anything you want to
Unless there's any questions.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll move the item.
Second?
Second.
Okay, call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Singleton.
Aye.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Campion.
Aye.
Councilmember Cruz.
Aye.
Mayor Powers.
Aye. Okay, and last but not least, discretionary funds, Councilmember Cruz. Approve the allocation of $234 from Councilmember Cruz's discretionary funds in the FY 2013-2014 budget for banners of deployed soldiers for the Central Galt interchange.
I'm just asking for the balance of my discretionary funds we use for the purpose of continuing the banner program.
Okay.
Will you be able to spend all that money in this fiscal
Oh, yeah.
year?
All right.
Okay, good.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Move. Second.
Call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Singleton.
Aye.
Councilmember Payne.
Aye.
Councilmember Campion.
Aye.
Councilmember Cruz.
Aye.
Mayor Powers.
Aye. Okay, City Manager's Office. Award of contract for the Public Education and Government, PEGP, funded City Hall Council Chambers Projection and Lighting System Upgrade, and that's to you, Matt. Ah, yes.
Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. At the August 17th, 2013 meeting, City Council approved Resolution 2013-59, allowing the city to appropriate PEGP grant funding in the amount of $155,710. As you know, PEGP is reflected from cable television subscribers as a means to improve the quality of video feeds for the viewer. This includes cosmetic modifications such as we experienced last year. All around you, you've got the dais and upgraded the walls, the sound system. And of course, we obviously added a high definition monitor out in the lobby. This year, we're in sort of a phase 2 of improvements, and we're updating council chambers projection system. So the projectors up here in the ceiling, the screens, we're looking at addition of either a screen or a panel on this side as well. And also enhanced lighting, LED lighting, which is energy saving, not necessarily replacing everything, but adding to and adding controls that better control the light in the room. Better light control at the doors. If you notice behind Jason, there's a bunch of light switches. Not all of those light switches control all the lights in the room. At these doors back here, same thing, not all the doors have light switches. The door behind Tony over here has no light switch at all. So there are times when you come into council chambers and there's no way to flip the lights on. You almost have to have a flashlight when it comes to certain doors. The new system will address that. Improved high definition resolution projectors. So any presentation that we have that is high definition quality, we'll be able to see it in the screens that are provided. To address these upgrades, we posted an RFP on May 19, 2014, with responses due on June 3rd, 2014. We received 2 no-bid statements from local vendors and 1 actual proposal. That was from Spinatar, the same company that provided our sound system last year. It was my understanding that once these vendors get in, they tend to look at opportunities and they say, well, that company just got in last year and they are moving into new systems. They use pressure on controls, we don't use those. So a lot of the vendors will no bid projects because they're already aware of that. So I think that's why we got just one actual proposal to it. Without going into too much detail, Spinatar's proposal addresses the desires to upgrade the projection lighting system, provides the city with flexibility in choosing enhanced components. Even though they've presented forward particular components, they've also indicated in the proposal that they will bring those items forward before actually acquiring, so we can look and feel better about what we're buying. Last year, if you recall, there was a voting button option for the microphones, and after the fact, they figured out that those voting button devices wouldn't fit well on the dais. Microphones would have been all over the place, and that's what caused us to move the microphones we have here, which work much better for our environment. And so this year, they kind of aimed it towards working a little bit better towards making things fit right. They're going to work on increasing lighting around the dais during non-presentation times, just like right now, as well as dimmable controls through the control system, so that when you go into projection mode, the clerk can have full control of lighting, dim different areas, and can also have presets for it. Like I mentioned, the controls at the doors, the display systems. They're looking at flat panels on the sides versus projection. So we may be looking at LCDs here, we may be looking at projection screen stuff. That's yet to be decided. But those are the details that we're going to look at through the whole process. If you notice, this projector hangs a little bit low. That's in the camera view, with these cameras in the back. They're going to take care of that. Either if they go with projection count or projection on both sides, they'll move that up. If they go with LCDs, it'll just disappear. And in general, their proposal looks at improving overall control of various systems. So one of the things that we've experienced over the last year, you always learn once you get a new system in, is that our sound system would change between who uses council chambers. So you had to have the school board come in and they would adjust volume levels. The city council, the volume levels are adjusted. This or that committee, the volume levels are adjusted. They'll be adding presets so that when you have school board, they've got their own presets, city council has their own presets. Things that kind of even the meetings out. For future reference, for next year, we've also requested new cameras, 1080p high definition cameras. Changing out some of the switching components in the control room to handle that high definition, and then adding permanent air conditioning in that room, which today we've got a portable unit in there. The equipment that we added in last year makes the room a little too hot. These upgrades cause no fiscal impact to the city as they're provided via PEG fees. Alternatives to the resolutions are to reject the proposal, which risks the Cable Commission giving our money to other entities, or having in-house staff purchase and do the installations as well. So tonight we are asking the City Council to adopt a resolution authorizing the City Manager to execute a contract with Spinatar in the amount of $139,960.45 for the design, purchase, and installation of projection and lighting system equipment for council chambers, and to also authorize the use of the remaining $15,749.55 for contingency and any necessary cosmetic improvements to the projected areas in council chambers. And with that,
Okay, Barbara?
Matt, I didn't understand. Did you say that we would be able to control the lights from the city clerk?
absolutely, the city clerk will be able to control the lights, the projection, and the sound system all from that one spot. There's also an additional panel like that that will be added into the control room, which will allow that. And there is potential that we could even add that control level at the door with the new lighting switches, because it's not just a single up-down switch, it's actually a touch panel. But we'll address that, as we get into it, as we learn more about that system, whether or not we want to go there.
I think that's great. I think it's awkward for the city clerk to have to get up and run around and find the right light to turn off, so that'll be great. Thank you.
Any other questions, council?
Just one quick one on the cosmetics. You going to finish up here?
Absolutely.
Okay, appreciate it.
Okay, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Call for the vote, please, Donna.
Councilmember Singleton?
Aye.
Councilmember Payne?
Aye.
Councilmember Campion?
Aye.
Councilmember Cruz?
Aye.
Mayor Powers?
Aye. Okay, now we're at the 2014 to 2016 biannual budget, and that's to you again, Mr. Beal.
All right, this is part two of the budget. We did present this at the budget workshop on June 10th. The budget document is online. Transmittal letter from me provides kind of a summary of those items. We had a lot of discussion at the council meeting on the 10th. There were some recommended changes with that, so we've incorporated those into what you're going to be voting on tonight. The main changes I will go over with you very briefly. Those we already mentioned, the Ton Memorial. We included $5,000 for CERT funding through the CCSD. We included funding for the various committees. Youth Committee in the amount of $4,600, Beautification Committee $3,150, Aging Committee $1,580, and the final amount was new stoves, ovens for the Littleton Center, total amount of $19,500. Those items are all included in the budget now, and staff's recommendation is that the City Council adopt a resolution approving the 2014 through 2016 operating budget. And we're happy to answer any final questions that you might have before you do so.
Final questions, City Council? Okay, have a motion?
So moved.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Call for the vote.
Councilmember Singleton?
Aye.
Councilmember Payne?
Aye.
Councilmember Campion?
Aye.
Councilmember Cruz?
Aye.
And Mayor Powers?
Aye. Okay, now we're Community Development Department. Award of contract for the City of Galt Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance Update, and that's to you, Mr. Stewart.
All right. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, council members. Yes, this has been an item that was on our strategic plan, as I mentioned a couple weeks ago, in fact. And what it is that our current zoning ordinance, which was adopted in 2008, even though it's not very old, has been superseded by our own general plan, as well as by various state and federal regulations. Plus, we've determined that it could be a little bit more business and user-friendly. So what we are asking the council to allow us to do with a $64,000 budget is to do a comprehensive update of the current zoning ordinance. Basically, things that we'd be looking at doing would be to look at our land use matrix, see, for instance, what items really need conditional use permits as opposed to what we could just approve, say, at staff level. Bring in our noise ordinance and update that. Make the entire ordinance consistent with our general plan. For instance, we have mixed-use land use policies in the general plan, but we don't have any mixed-use zoning in the ordinance right now. As well as just look at a variety of other things, not to mention just looking at the overall format, which if any of you have really looked at it, realize it's not exactly the prettiest document and it's not the easiest to go through. So we'll be looking at reorganizing it, adding lots of graphics and whatnot, just to make it a lot more user-friendly for the public and staff alike. So we sent out a request for proposal to 8 local planning firms back on May 5th. We received 3 back, 4 did not respond, and we had 1 in writing that said that they were too busy to respond. Of the 3 that we received, Mintier Harnish, which had done our general plan and our housing element recently, came in the highest at 161,000. PMC came in at 146, and then Rainey Planning and Management Incorporated came in at 45,320. The big difference is that they basically understood what we were asking for, which was an update of our current code, as opposed to throwing the whole thing out and starting from scratch. Not to mention the fact that that staff appreciated Rainey's approach to the getting the public involved as well as the decision makers. They are proposing to form an ad hoc committee. So hopefully a couple of council members will be on that committee, so start thinking about that amongst yourselves, and we'll be starting the process here fairly shortly. There'll also be several workshops and planning commission and city council meetings as well. We also like their approach just to the way that they be working with staff and whatnot. So at this point, staff's recommendation is for the council to authorize our city manager to enter into a contract with Rainey Planning Management Incorporated for a total of $45,320 for the preparation of the zoning ordinance update, as well as a $6,000 contingency fee, or fund, I should say, which would allow Rainey to basically prepare the environmental CEQA document if necessary. We haven't quite ironed out what type of document we need at this point, but if something, say a negative declaration is necessary, where an initial study, which takes quite a bit of time, is required, staff resources, of course, are fairly limited, so we are asking for that contingency, which would still keep us at $51,000 and change, which is substantially less than the $64,000 budget that we had allocated. So with that, Cindy Canos, back there in the corner with Rainey, is here this evening, and either she or I could answer any questions that you may have.
I just wanted to be sure, I'm looking at your tentative schedule and it says public outreach. Will that be a public meeting open to everyone to attend?
Yes. The vision is not only to have the ad hoc committee and those meetings, but also to have a series of at least 3 public workshops where we'll be actually seeking out stakeholders in the community, as well as just the community in general, to come in and comment and help us shape our new zoning ordinance.
Thank you.
I think that's a lot of bang for the buck. Sounds good to me. I mean, it's really good. Do I have a motion to accept?
Yes, I will move that in.
I'll second.
Okay, call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Singleton?
Aye.
Councilmember Payne?
Aye.
Councilmember Campion?
Aye.
Councilmember Cruz?
Aye.
Mayor Powers?
Aye. Well, we're moving right along here. We got city clerk's report. Any communication first? No? Okay, city clerk.
Okay, I have a few dates. The beautification committee meeting is this Thursday, meets here at City Hall Community Room. Then we have the Commission on Aging meeting on June 26th at the Parks and Rec Building, California Room, which brings us to the next City Council meeting of July 1st. And then July 4th is the Independence Day celebration, along with the Tom Memorial 5K Fun Run. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Staff, anyone over here? Inez?
Hi, Ashley. I know that the city manager council just adopted the operating and CIP budget, but I would like to just acknowledge some of the staff members that citywide, but also within the finance department, we put in a lot of hours, like a lot of city employees, so this is not unique to the department, but I did want to just do a shout out to Mike, the deputy finance director, to Michelle, the county manager, and to Matt as the analyst. 50% of the management team were new to the budget cycle. Mike just finished a year last month, and Matt will come up on his 1-year anniversary on July 1st full time. So it was a new process for the both of them. So it was somewhat challenging at times, but I'm very pleased and proud of the staff that the city of Galt has in the department. So thank you to all of you. Thank you for your support.
Well, how time flies. It just seems like you guys got here and it's a year already. Wow. Well, thanks for all your hard work.
I think they've been kept pretty busy.
Yeah, I think so. Does it seem like 10 years to you guys or what? Tony?
You can read about that in the weekly updates.
Perfect. Okay, anyone here? Over here? Chief?
Maybe just a quick comment. I know we had a member of the public that made a comment about the left turn movements out onto Twin Cities, and just so the council and the public understands, the city doesn't control Twin Cities, it's Caltrans. It's a Caltrans highway, it's a state highway. And so the Caltrans is the one that does the turning movement restrictions, working with the property owners. The city has very limited input. We can certainly make suggestions, but when there's an accident out there, when there's traffic violations, it's the CHP that responds to those. So if we don't have the ability to make those changes to turning movements, it's not within our jurisdiction to do so. So if the members of the public do have questions or concerns, it's Caltrans that makes the determination as far as those movements onto Twin Cities.
I want to interject there because I did leave Rayleigh's the other day, and I think it's the dumbest move I ever saw. And I'm really, I mean, you can't leave the parking lot, like they said, unless you head out of town. I don't get it, really. I understand, but
the way they have it designed,
that's just nuts.
Is you should go out on Fermoy, so you can go in front of Rayleigh's, go out on Fermoy, and then you can turn left at the traffic signal.
Yeah.
Or you can turn right out of the shopping center, and there's U-turn movement allowed at the new light.
Oh, okay.
There is enough room,
Okay.
so they actually added that to that signal so you can do a U-turn there. Eventually, when the McDonald's and the gas station are developed, there's going to be another lane that's going to go from the shopping center to East Stockton Boulevard, so you'll be able to get it either out on Fermoy or out onto East Stockton Boulevard, so that will help some of the traffic movement. But for Caltrans, it's a safety issue. When you have cars turning left out of there, they've had accidents in the past. It's a liability for the shopping center. It's a liability for Caltrans, and so they just decided no more left turn movements out of there.
There was no warning, though. There was hardly any warning.
It's been in the works for years.
Yeah, it's in the works for years, but to the average person going to Rayleigh's, come on.
Yeah.
You know,
Just have to be used to it.
yeah, you just have to be used to it.
I just wanted to clarify something too. Our police department will respond on emergencies, won't they? Like on Twin Cities?
Yes, they will.
That's
In
what I
fact,
thought.
since the day I got here, I told them that it doesn't matter if it's close and we can respond faster than the Sheriff's Department. And Liberty Ranch is a perfect example. We are in and out of Liberty Ranch constantly. So I've got Bonnie's number, and we'll go back and do some research and find out where the issue lies, if someone's not giving us the information or whatever the problem is. And I'll report back to council as soon as we find out.
Okay. I felt like that we have been responding, even if it is on the county side of the street or whatever. And I know we do out at Liberty Ranch too. I just wanted to be sure that everyone understood that.
We responded to Christensen and to, now I can't even think of the name, Sergeant, and Cherokee on several different calls. We're in and out off the freeway constantly for highway patrols, handling those type of things too until they can get there, and sometimes we handle them without their help. So I don't know what the real issue is, but we'll be pulling calls and find out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Steve? Okay, council, start with you, Mr. Campion. Mark? Anything?
Walmart's open.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, and I did talk to the manager yesterday, and he said that so I won't bring it up. He said that that is the biggest opening Walmart has had. And I don't know whether that was in California, but he said that
Blew all their expectations.
Blew not only their expectations, but the Walmart that opened in Stockton, I forget the name of it, was last year, 220,000 square feet. He said they were significantly ahead of them in dollars, not as a ratio to square footage. So it was actual dollars.
Wow, that's great.
He did disclose some other things, and it's amazing how many pairs of shoes were sold in the first week.
How many socks?
A lot of shoes.
Yeah, I bet. Wow.
Well, you and I attended. It was a great. I loved the young man and young woman from the high school and from their staff that sang the national anthem. That just was awesome.
Kurt was there too. Unfortunately, I didn't see you in the crowd.
I didn't see you. You were hiding in the background.
Just in the background.
We need to learn to group before but I couldn't find anybody at least.
Oh, I didn't see you either until we were up front.
So anyway, it was good to see us all there. It was very nice. It was a great day, and there was a lot of people out there.
It was.
Vice Mayor Singleton. Ladies first.
I would just say that last Friday, our crime prevention officer, T.J. Gavati, along with Horizon Church, put on a successful block party at the sports complex. idea in mind there was to bring the neighbors out to get to know one another. And then throughout the rest of the summer, there will be other similar things at the different parks throughout the community.
That's a great idea. Great idea. Vice Mayor Singleton.
I don't have a whole bunch, except that I'm glad I did not buy a pair of socks, but I will be soon. Walmart, happy it's open. Been long overdue. Also, I know school is out, so be careful when you all driving. Tell your friends to be careful, don't be speeding around. And congratulations to all the seniors. I was a guest speaker for Estrelita and just very honored to do that. It's great to see all these young adults in the youth committee. These young adults are just, it's great to watch them coming up. So that's all I have. And congratulations to everybody that graduated.
Okay, I do have a few things. First of all, I wanted to know, do we have any guidelines for discretionary funds? And it's nothing to do with today or anything, but I know that we have to start now saying where it's going to, and do we have a way of keeping track of when the money's used and if it's used for beyond what was asked? Or
I'm not aware of any specific policy. Obviously, from the city attorney perspective, from a legal perspective, as long as the funds are used for public benefit and that public benefit is articulated by the council member that's requesting the funds, that's an important component. You know, when we give money through the community benefit program, the $10,000 that we give away, typically we require some type of, it's on a reimbursement basis, so they have to submit their receipts. And then there's a kind of a funding agreement for the discretionary funds. Typically, those have been used for a variety of different projects over the years. And to my knowledge, we have never developed any kind of set guidelines or rules about how those are used. So I guess the answer is no. Long answer to your question about whether we have any guidelines or not.
Well, after we give them the check, do they give us anything back that says what it was used for or anything?
If we give it to an outside group?
Yes.
Not to my knowledge from the discretionary funds.
I thought it was still on a reimbursement basis.
You know, the community funding program that we have, it's more, I think, detailed and there's more guidelines given. I don't know that we've given a lot of money over the years to outside groups. Typically the money's used for city council and city programs. So if the council desires, we can certainly put some guidelines together, kind of brief ones that just, or we could have the same rules that we have for our community funding. If the money is used for given to an outside organization, that they be required to submit receipts and get reimbursed.
I think that's only right because we're keeping an eye on our money. And I lost my train of thought there. I just think a few guidelines would be great. You know, we're handing out money, we should have accountability for where it's going.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the guideline, if there are other rules the council would like to be put in place, but if the general direction is just to make sure that it's done on a reimbursement basis, that there's receipts provided before we submit the funding, that's a pretty easy one. If the council would like to consider other rules or guidelines on the use of those funds, we can certainly do that as well. It's up to the council.
Well, there's a general description as to what the purpose of the funds are for, up front, correct?
That's on the agenda.
Yeah, I mean, so we have a general idea.
Right. So
so as long as the whatever the reimbursement is or the receipts are consistent with what the intended purpose was, I think that I don't. If someone wants to entertain additional rules.
No, I don't want to entertain additional rules, but it sounds like that we're not sometimes we just give the check and don't get the
Now that I wasn't aware of. I assumed that they had it's either reimbursement for.
So, I'm sorry.
Don, I think most of the discretionary funds is handled through the clerk's office.
Yes.
And so, Donna, you may be more familiar with how that's been done in the past for the outside
There
groups.
we go. With the new clerk.
No pressure.
With the new, certificate. Come on.
We take a copy of the minutes that verify that it was voted on, and then we also reimburse by getting a receipt or some kind of confirmation from an outside company. Plus, it has to pass the finances criteria. So
perfect. That's all. I just was wondering. Nothing. But I do want to speak about the 4th of July because lo and behold, it's only 2 weeks away. I cannot believe that.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. So I just wanted to remind everybody that in the morning there's the 5K fun run for the Town Memorial. And if you runners out there sign up, we could use all the runners we can get.
Or walk.
Or walk, or push the baby carriage, or whatever. And after that, we've got all kinds of things going on during the day, so spread the word and look on the city website and see what things you can participate in, because there's all kinds of fun stuff going on all day. And then at night, we have the fireworks. So there's lots of things just staying here in the town, and that's what we as a council really wanted to do, is to make the 4th of July, or Independence Day as we call it, depending on when we can have it, a great time for the citizens of Galt to get together and have some fun. And mostly everything's free of charge. It costs a little bit for a few things, but nothing exorbitant. So we would hope that you could spread the word to your neighbors and friends and come on out on the 4th of July, starting early in the morning for the run, and the parade starts at 9:30? 9:30 the parade starts. Oh, thank you, Monica. So with that, we're adjourned.